Hi, everyone. Are you a mom that feels like you've lost your own identity in this situation that's going on with your adult child? You are not alone in that, and we're going to talk about that today. So for those of you that are brand new to my channel, I just want to welcome you. My name is Sally Harris, and I am a mom who walked a very difficult road with my own daughter for over 10 years. And while her life spiraled, so did mine. And this aspect right here, self-identity, was huge for me. And so I want to share some of that today and tips on how you can overcome this. It's really normal and very impactful what parenting does to us, right? Before you were a mom, you were still a woman, you were still a girl, you were still a human, right? You still had purpose before you were a mom. And somehow once we become a parent, it tends to, all the focus goes on our kids. And for many years, that is the case, and that's okay. But as they grow up a little bit more and maybe need us a little bit less, we tend to still hold on as tight as we can, and it becomes our complete identity. And I want to just talk about that in the sense of, what are you doing to impact your own life, to help your own self-identity, separate from being a mom, maybe even separate from being a wife, right? For those of you that are married. And what about what your dreams and passions were, maybe even before you had kids, or maybe while they were growing up, but you didn't have maybe the finances or the drive or the time to dive into all these things that maybe you are passionate about. And now that you're going through this difficult season, you don't even know what those things are anymore. You have lost all sight of what those things are. So let's talk about that, because the role of your identity formation is huge. And the impact that parenting does on a mom and dads, I'm sure, but moms specifically, it becomes overwhelming, right? So I want to challenge you, and I want you to think about, what are those things, like I just said, what are those things that used to interest you? And maybe those things have changed because you've grown and you've matured and you've gotten a little bit older. So maybe those interests are going to be different than what they were before. But what have you always wanted to learn how to do? Or maybe it's music, maybe it's art. And all of those things are so healing as well. They can do so many different healings within us in and of itself. And I just want you to think about that. I want you to journal and think about what used to light me up. What used to bring me joy, or the thought of it brought me joy. Maybe I didn't have the time or the resources to do it, but now I'm older, my kids are out of the house, or most of them anyway. What are those things for you? So I want you to think about a new self-understanding, like having a new different understanding and appreciation and kindness for yourself. This whole identity of only being a mom, logically, I think you know that it's not realistic, but we put ourselves there so many times, especially you that are single moms or were single moms. I was a single mom for 6 years, so I can completely understand all of it. I can understand. And then, like I said, for 6 years. And then even when I was remarried and had a family unit, I still held on so tight to my kids that it didn't give them the opportunity to maybe even make some decisions for themselves that they should have been doing. Like I was so focused. And what's interesting is many times our kids are telling us, but we're not listening. They're like screaming at us, hopefully not screaming, but they're saying very loudly, "Mom, let me live my own life. I want to live my own life. You need to back off." But we don't know how. And this is why. This is why, is because all of our identity is in our kids. And so if you are someone that is struggling with this, I want you to, and you and I have never chatted before, I want you to reach out to me on the discovery call. When you are ready to actually do the work to change and to grow and actually live the life that you deserve as well. And it doesn't mean you're walking away from your children or you're walking away from the relationship or anything like that. I promise you, your kids want to see you grow in your own life. They actually are going to have a lot of respect for you when you start focusing on your own life. It doesn't mean you don't love them. And I know all your situations are different. Some are completely estranged already, and maybe your child isn't even going to know the growth that you're working on. It doesn't matter. You're doing it for you, and that's okay. And I think many of us needed that, like someone to say, it's okay for you to focus on yourself. It's not selfish. It really isn't. Everyone needs to focus on self-care so we can come together in any type of relationship and be a better person. Because when we're putting all of our eggs in one basket, our kids are our only source of joy or hope or focus, it's not realistic. But yet so many moms do it. So I hope this blessed you today. If you are ready, or when you are ready, just hang on to that link, that discovery call link, and I want to chat with you. If you and I have already chatted and had that discovery call, that's a one-time call. We've already talked and you are interested in learning more about my group coaching program, you can feel free to email me. If we've chatted before, then you have that information. Otherwise, it'll be in the link below as well. And we can go from there. But I just want to honor you today. I want to honor you for making that first step and knowing that, you know what, I'm more than a mom. It's not my whole identity. It's part of me, absolutely, but it's not everything. So I will talk to you soon. Take care.